Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Steggy here, back with yet another episode of Villain of the Week. If you're new here, myself and another content creator, we each pick a villain and we discuss them. And we talk about all their good things and we talk about all their bad things. Now, once a week, I get to choose the villain, and then once a week, my co-host gets to choose the villain. And this week, I actually got to choose the villain, and we're going to discuss it here on my channel. So without further rambling, we're just going to go ahead and dive in, so I definitely don't trip over any more of these words, because I just do it off the top of my head. My co-host, of course, as always, is the one and only, the mustard to my ketchup. It's Solo Marvel Champion. So we're going to dive in. Let's talk about some Marvel Champions. Super excited. Solo Marvel Champion, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. My new job has made me more tired than I expected it to, but I'm alive. I wake up every morning, so I can't really complain. How are you doing?
That is a fantastic way to look at it. I'm basically in the same boat. I mean, my tiredness, though, probably comes from staying up a little too late, but I was working on the Mojo. I was working on our Mojo editing video, but I'm doing really well. And especially super well because today, as we're recording this, it is July 24th. And we know what July 24th is. It's the Fear No Evil official release date.
Yes, it is. Super excited. As soon as, maybe not as soon as, but when we get done recording, I'll be heading up to my friendly local game store and hopefully they're going to have it.
Ooh. So I actually stopped by, there's two game stores near me, and one I go to a bit more frequently, but it's like slightly, farther away. Not by much though, it's like 10 more minutes. So I actually went to the closer one. I just never go there. And I was looking around, and I was like, hey, because they had Marvel Champions, but they just had like the core set, and I was like, are you guys gonna get Fear No Evil? So the guy like he like looks it up and he goes, okay, so our other store is going to get it, but we're not. And I was like, oh, okay, where's your other store at? I was like, I didn't know you had another one. He goes, oh, it's I'm in Ohio. So he's like, it's in Findlay. And I was like, oh. And that was like, Findlay's like almost an hour from me. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. So I haven't checked the other store to see if if it's available there, but I was gonna call them later, and if so, I was actually gonna go pick it up tomorrow. Ideally, I'd pick it up tomorrow, but I'm very excited because if I don't get it, I'm on vacation next week, and there's a game store, and I'm in their Marvel Champions Discord, and on Sundays they play Marvel Champions. But I'm always working on Sunday, and I can never go play. But since I'm on vacation, I'm like, hey guys, would it be okay if I stop by and play some Marvel Champions? And they're like, yeah, come on down. We're gonna have like a ton of people there, I guess. So, I'm super excited for that, but if I don't pick up Fear No Evil on Saturday, I can probably pick it up on Sunday at their game store.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't really have a local scene. I wish I did. There are a couple other content creators who go to the same store I go to, but I've never ever seen them there. So hopefully one day, and we've talked about it before, meeting up there for like playing Civil War or something, but yeah, we just haven't done that. So if you can get with a local scene, that's awesome. Hopefully you get to go play with them and throw down some nerd game with them.
Yeah. Someone else is going to bring like an extra person too, like their first time, and they requested more tables because I guess this, like, we're going to have a whole bunch of us. It sounds like there's going to be like maybe a dozen of us. We're probably going to have like 3 or 4 games going. So I think I was going to bring Rhino with one of the mod sets, just something easy, and then just a couple heroes. But I mean, I would mind trying out Daredevil or Echo, so I might bring cards. Like if I pick it up there, I might just have a deck ready and then just leave them up or whatever. But I am really excited. There's a couple heroes I'm really excited to try with more people, one of which is Maria Hill. So I'm going to bring Maria Hill and try that out in multiplayer. Dude, there's somebody else I was really excited. Oh, I'm going to bring Wolverine as well, so I'm going to try that out.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think it'll be fun. It'll be nice to actually play like in person with like a lot of people. I'm gonna see how that see how that's like.
A little MCDC dry run.
That is exactly my plan. Obviously, I'm gonna bring a couple heroes. Some people I might want to play at MCDC. Bring a hero or a villain. I might want to like run at MCDC and stuff. So yeah, that's my goal. My plan tomorrow is to put my stuff together to take on Sunday. So yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's really awesome. I wish I could do similar. Like I say, I wish I could have a local scene, just go play every once in a while. But my store is also about 45 minutes to an hour away. And in the past, they've been really good about getting product. The only time I've ever missed something on release day, it was one of the Arkham Horror products. And then just the most previous release of Wonder Man and Hercules, those were delayed a week. But that was, if I understand it correctly, an FFG thing and not like a problem with my store. I believe they shipped those out with like Marvel United instead of shipping them out on their own. So pretty much everyone got them a week late. Oh. So I can't count that one against them, but really hoping I don't get up there after a 45-minute drive and find that they don't have it.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's why... Like, I might just wait. I might just pick up Fear No Evil. It's not like, even if I do pick it up on Saturday, if the only thing it would be good for, would be like I would sleeve up like Daredevil or Echo, and have it ready. But then if I just go to the store on Sunday, I could just kind of do the same thing. So I guess just blanket wise, honestly, it's been a pretty exciting Marvel Champions week, because earlier this week too, we had our reveal videos were able to be posted as well. So been watching everybody's fun reveals for that. Then we got Fear No Evil coming out like technically today, so that's going to be everywhere. We're going to see so many Daredevil and Echo videos probably for a while. Like, it'll be exciting. It's gonna be cool. But yeah, like, so I outside of all this awesome news, have you managed to play any like Marvel Champions games?
I've gotten a few in recently with an Echo aggression deck that I've been playing against a particular villain that we may or may not be talking about today. And it's been a lot of fun. And again, that's just with proxies. I know I said that earlier, but I've proxied her and I've been playing her in aggression. And it's been really, really fun. I've played 5 or 6 games over the last week. My game playing time has been cut down because of my new work schedule, but I'm still finding time to get some games in. And this week has been all Echo. What about you? Have you gotten some games in?
So actually, yeah, I actually diving back in, playing some more games, getting some, trying to get some nice video ideas and stuff, and also very excited to get decks together for my Sunday adventure. But I'm still playing Ms. Marvel actually, and I've been playing Ms. Marvel in aggression, doing the whole hone technique combined with like melee or no quarter as well. And I like no quarter because it's a mental, but also as a slight downside, you have to spend a physical as well to use it, so you need a physical and a mental, but it's like 2 for 6, which is pretty good. But I've really enjoyed I've really enjoyed Ms. Marvel. Actually, she's a ton of fun, especially when you get all the upgrades and like her supports and stuff out, and like the embiggen and stuff. Oh yeah, like
Ms. Marvel is a ton of fun, and I always only play her the same way. I do a dropkick stunlock deck, but I watched that video of yours, and that was a lot of fun because with no quarter, yes, it's 2 for 6, but you embiggen it to 8, you hone technique it to 10. If you knock out a 2 hit point minion, you get to discard 8 cards looking for more aggression cards. So that looked like a fantastic deck. I never would have thought to do that myself. I've actually never made no quarter work, but Ms. Marvel seems like the perfect place for no quarter, because she can embiggen it and hone technique it. So you did mention too that it needs a physical. Well, she has her suit, which can generate a wild. So that can either generate the mental or the physical you need to play it, and then you only need one other card, be it a mental or a physical, for the other part of it. So that was a pretty strong deck. I really liked that game.
It was a fun idea, and you could also do like Power of Aggression, which I think I did once because Power of Aggression would just
because
count.
it's going to do both of them.
Yeah, it's just gonna do both, and I was like, oh sweet. I didn't have like a ton of. Well, I did have some minions actually. I was beating up in the video. I was beating up Green Goblin, but I don't know. I'm trying to revisit, these older heroes. I checked. I bought Ms. Marvel at the same time that I bought like Jubilee and Psylocke and stuff. It was like August of 2024. And I think I played her once and then just never really played her anymore. Like, I was like, that's it. I was like, I don't really like her. And I just played like Jubilee and X23 and stuff instead. So like coming back to her, after a couple years and I'm, more knowledgeable, I was like, wow, she's a lot of fun.
She is a lot of fun.
She's cool. And like I forgot to put in my Digging Deeps and White Foxes.
You actually said that during that video. You're like, oh man, I wanted to have my Digging Deeps and White Fox in there, and I forgot them.
Yeah,
they would be good in a no quarter deck.
Yeah, and just it's good for her alter ego too. So just in case you happen to like discard one, you're like, oh sweet, and that's like the best feeling is when you're just discarding stuff and you hit like a Digging Deep. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite feelings is discarding stuff off the top of the deck and you hit White Fox and you're like, oh my gosh, a free ally, like it doesn't matter if she's only one attack or one thwart, like this is awesome. I love it.
She's also a defend for 12, right? So yeah, you got her out there for nothing and she can soak a huge villain attack. Yeah,
love it. Yeah, so been doing that and just thinking about the villain, or not the villain, well I guess villains too, but the villains I want to take on Sunday, and with heroes I'm probably just gonna bring a couple because I don't think we're gonna play for like that long,
right?
Probably just maybe 2 games, 2 to 3, I don't know, but yeah, it's my first time. We start at noon, sometime around noon, so yeah, a lot of times they do campaigns, and they were like,
that's cool.
Are we gonna do defense, or they're wondering if they're gonna do the new Fear No Evil campaign. Well, for the regulars, they said they're not going to start it yet because they want the Jessica Jones and Luke Cage precons, or the decks, and they're going to do all 4 of them together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that's thematic. That makes sense,
I wish that, and I do love Echo. I've been playing in Echo a lot, and I love her. But I wish maybe that had been Iron Fist instead of Echo, so that when Luke Cage and Jessica Jones comes out, we have all 4 of those defenders from the shows. But I'm still super happy to play Echo.
I am. I'm definitely looking forward to Jessica Jones, and I'm also super excited to see what they do with Elektra. So that's gonna be great. That's gonna be cool.
I said in my Jessica Jones video that actually hasn't come out yet that, or maybe by the time this comes out, it will have, that I was going to play Klaw first, but I think my first game with Jessica Jones is going to be Red Skull. She should be able to tear through him with 0 effort. So I'm really excited to get Jessica Jones to try that.
Ooh, that should be fun because you just keep getting those side schemes.
Yep, you've always got a side scheme to do. You've always generally got a minion to do. And then he only has 12 and 14 hit points, right? So as long as you can get up to, 14 counters on the thing, when you get to stage 2, you just defeat your side scheme and knock them out. I think that's going to be great.
I'm a big fan of like Jessica Jones in Justice, and then having a combo where you can clear Lay the Trap, which is like 5 extra damage, but then it's also going to put some counters on her, her little environment, and that would just help push you towards, the win condition. So I like that. I like that little combo there. Yeah, I'm super excited for her.
I'm super excited for her. I'm excited about Luke Cage, but not as much as Jessica Jones. So really looking forward to both of those because both of them have cards that I'm either really wanting to put in other decks or I already have put into other decks via proxy. So really looking forward to Luke Cage because he's got some amazing leadership stuff going on. Really looking forward to Jessica because I think she's just going to tear villains apart. And I did say in my Jessica Jones video that I think it's funny that they are putting things in place so you can't just defeat the second stage of a villain very easily. But then they give us a hero who, with little effort, is going to just knock out the second stage of a villain the moment we see him. So I thought that was interesting, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this wave so hard.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And the only thing I want to say is like the Jessica Jones thing. So 100% agree, but I think it's kind of like the Echo and Spider-Woman thing, where right now Jessica Jones is like the only real hero who can take out a villain who can't be like quote unquote defeated by normal damage. You could be like, well, haha, I'm just gonna defeat you with blackmail. And they probably didn't want to make like a special rule or something just for that reason. Kind of like Echo Echo can tuck Spider-Woman's aspect cards technically, you know? It's like, you can, you know? It's like, not everyone's gonna play, you know, Jessica Jones against, you know, these villains or whatever, so I
think everyone will. I think anyone who's got the whole game, they're going to say, oh man, Red Skull, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe not. Maybe I'm just looking at that and saying, I can't wait for this matchup. But, and because it's going to be too easy. I think a lot of people want the challenge, and I don't think there's going to be much challenge with Jessica versus Red Skull. So I'm going to do it to say I did it, not because of the challenge.
I'm gonna try to play a game or several games where I fight either Enchantress or one of the Civil War leaders, and I want to deal enough damage to defeat them, and then they can't be defeated, right? They flip forms, and then I'm just
damage.
Oh yeah, they can't take damage or anything, and I'm just gonna defeat them. I'm just gonna defeat them with Jessica Jones. Like,
I don't care that you can't take damage. Go ahead and go away.
Yep, just on that turn.
I have this video of you doing some shady stuff. So
exactly.
Go ahead and go away.
Exactly. We need you to go, like, could you please have a seat type of thing, you know? Yeah.
And Enchantress is like, well, shoot, you got me. I guess I'll lay down.
Yep. That's so funny, because, like, it's, like, weird, like, thematically, that is kind of what happens. But I love it. I love it. It's super,
I
it's
think
super
it's
fun.
Gonna be great.
Really good wave. Very excited. Very, very excited. But I know we're talking about the future and all the stuff that's currently going on, but today we're going to revisit some good old stuff from the past. And as everybody could tell, it's clearly in the title, today's villain was one that I chose, and is the one that a lot of people test their decks against. Good old, reliable Klaw from the core set. I like Klaw. Like, I you know, generally speaking, I'm a fan of Klaw. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I love Klaw, and I agree. A lot of people do, and as do I, test decks against him. I like him on Expert because, yes, he's more difficult, but it's a really fun challenge because you do start out with 2 side schemes you really want to get rid of. But yeah, I love Klaw, and I've been playing him a lot recently, only on Standard, but I do kind of prefer him on Expert. What do you think there? Do you like him on Standard or Expert?
So, yeah, I like both. I think I probably play more games on Standard because I'm trying to, like, test a deck out. But if I have, like, a deck that's fairly well put together and I'm feeling pretty good, yeah, I'll definitely fight him on Expert. I like to fight, like, all the villains at least once on Expert, because if I don't, I feel like there's, like, a third of, like, the whole environment I don't even...
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You know, like, there's a villain, I don't even see it. Like, and it could be different, like Sandman. Sandman's different. I know, which is good and bad, you know, we talked about it, but it's still like, hey, I'm gonna play this game, but I'm not gonna play part of it type of thing. But yeah, I like doing both. I don't mind. So, but I like Klaw. You know, I he can be challenging. Like, some games you go in and you're the steamroller, and then other games you go in and you get steamrolled.
Yeah, one of the games I played a couple nights ago, I was so frustrated. It's like every single turn, the worst thing that could happen was happening. Well, now I get another minion. Oh, there's another minion. Now he's going to scheme, and guess what? That clears the main, and I get another minion. It was just nonstop. And I ended up winning that game, but I was so angry while I was playing it.
Right?
I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
but that is part of it. And honestly, that's a reason I didn't like Klaw right away. I used to dread playing Klaw because I'm like, it's not going to matter. He's just going to steamroll me with minions. But then once I, like, started the channel and started playing him a lot more, and I've said this with many of the villains, once you play them enough times, you kind of figure them out and get more comfortable playing them. And that's what ended up happening. I'm like, okay, Klaw's not as bad as I remembered him being. And so now I do play him a lot more.
So Klaw is super interesting. Doesn't have a lot of hit points, right? 12 hit points stage 1, 18 hit points stage 2. Well, I guess that is quite of a jump. That's 6 hit points. But then stage 3 is 22, so it's like a 4 hit point jump. And he's super, not say unique, but he does something simple, but it can be devastating, where when he attacks you, he gets an additional boost card. So you have to reveal 2 boost cards instead of 1. And to offset this, like stage 1, Klaw doesn't have any attack. It's 0. So it is entirely possible to get hit for 0 damage with 2 boost cards.
And that has happened. I've had like playing Spider-Ham or someone who I want to take the damage, and he attacks for 0. I'm like, well, I don't get my counter on Spider-Ham this turn. But yeah, he can definitely attack for 0, and it is nice when that happens. But sometimes you are expecting and want that damage and don't get it. That can be a little frustrating.
Or the opposite, and this has happened, where you reveal the 2 cards, and it's like a 3 boost and like a 2 boost. And you're like,
or a 3 boost and a discard a card at random. There are a lot of boost effects in Klaw too.
Oh, yep. And it's just, you're like, oh, I'll just take it. And he's like, here's 4 damage coming your way. You're like, oh my gosh, that's quite a bit. So
yeah, here's 4 damage, and another encounter card or another boost card is Radioactive Man. Discard a card. That is almost always going to be the one card I don't want to see discarded.
Always that one. It's very interesting, but it also chews through the encounter deck pretty fast.
Yep. And it's not a very thick encounter deck. Yes. I was playing them last night, and I'm like, I feel like this should be thicker. And I looked at all the cards and counted, and I'm like, no, this is what it should be. But it was a pretty thin encounter deck to begin with.
Yep. And like, so you're like, okay, well, I just won't have him attack me a lot. I'll just be an alter ego, which he totally can do. He's not like special, but he does have like 2 scheme, which is, it's respectable, right? That will add up. But luckily, his main scheme doesn't really do anything, which is kind of nice. It just has like, what is there? When revealed, you just get a minion, and that's it. Like, that's it.
And but then when you lose that one, and I inevitably always do, 2A has the same effect. Discard until you get a minion, put it into play. So yeah, over the 2 of those, you'll get 2. But the first one has 6 per player, second one has 8 per player, and 6 isn't a lot, right? Rhino only had 7, so you can lose the first main if you're not paying attention, and even if you are paying attention to it, you can lose the first main. Second main having 8, and it doesn't feel like that is way more than 7, but when you're playing, 8 is way more than 7 on that second main. So
it's like an extra turn, essentially.
It is. It basically is, because I've had loads of game where I get up to 7, and I'm like, well, I'm going to lose here, and then I don't. So I'm like, okay, let's get this cleared off and keep going. But yeah, I'm astonished by how 8 per threat or 8 per player threat on there in a solo game feels like a lot more than 7 on Rhino.
Yeah, Rhino should have had just one more threat would have been 5, but we talked a lot about Rhino.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I also want to point out too, at this point, talking about Klaw today, we've covered all 3 of the core villains.
We have.
So I like that too. I like that we're jumping around. I thought when we first started this series, maybe we do it in order, but then I pretty quickly said, no, let's just go at random. See what ones we want to talk about and talk about them. But now at this point, we have talked about all of the core villains.
Yeah, I almost picked Klaw pretty early, but I was like, no, I'm going to space it out so we can talk about all these other cool villains, and then we can talk about Klaw a little later, kind of revisit, the core set and stuff.
Yeah.
Thought that'd be cool. But yeah.
And they're still relevant, right? We've already talked about the fact that a lot of people test decks against them. These came out in the core. That was 2019.
Yeah.
And people are still playing Klaw quite a bit. I'm still playing Klaw quite a bit. So they're good core villains. If you haven't picked up a core yet and you want to get into this game, you're in for a treat. They've got 5 really good heroes, 3 really good villains. So if you're on the fence about Marvel Champions, there is some great content in the core from 2019.
With that in mind, I have a really good question, and that is, why do you test your decks against Klaw?
For me, it's the challenge. It is challenging, but not overly difficult. He has a lot of minions, so you can test, okay, am I going to be able to deal with these minions? He has side schemes that you really want to get rid of. One of them starts in play on Standard. Two of them start in play on Expert. So maybe you're testing on Expert for that. Can I effectively deal with these two side schemes early enough in the game that I don't get steamrolled by them? That's what it is for me. The mix of side schemes and minions that can throw a monkey wrench in your plans, and some of the treacheries are doozies too. And that's why I like to test against Klaw. And again, I prefer Expert. But sometimes when you just want a fast game, you just do Standard. What about you? Why do you like Klaw for deck testing?
So, basically the same reasons, but I feel that Klaw is extremely well-rounded in the sense that, so he himself, as a villain, pretty straightforward, not really a lot going on. You know, if you're in hero form, he gets an extra boost. If you're an alter ego, doesn't really do anything. He just kind of schemes. But as far as, like, you know, his encounter set goes, he does have minions. So if you want to slay minions, he's going to have plenty because he has 5 of them in his encounter deck. 4 Klaw, plus you're probably going to be adding a whole bunch because of his recommended sets. So if you want to slay some minions, he's very solid for that. He has a main scheme that's pretty simple, like, which will give you a minion, but there's 2 of them as well. So even if you lose the first main, it's okay. There's a second one. So it's like, okay, good. Like, I'm still going. Like, I didn't lose. And if you want to, thwart a lot, trying like a justice build, you absolutely can do that. Because of course you can thwart the main scheme. He does have a few side schemes, and when you reveal stage 2, you have to go find one of these side schemes and put it into play, so it's something else to clear as well. So I just like that he's just like nice balance of like everything you could possibly want like in a game, and yeah, it just feels good. It just feels good to play against him with basically any type of deck. I really like that.
It feels good to play against him, and it feels good to beat him because he can do Klaw things which are irritating. Yeah. So when you get the win, it's like, okay, buddy, sit down. And Klaw is in the MCU in the Black Panther movie. I did not know that was him, but Klaw is the guy that's played by Andy Serkis in Black Panther. That was Black Panther, wasn't it? The guy who was stealing the vibranium from Wakanda. So
yep, that was him.
He is in the MCU. I was playing this game not knowing that, and it kind of interested me that he is that character, even though he is not that character really. They took some liberties with that character, but it is cool that he is in the MCU.
I think he's in Age of Ultron too, because I think he's like selling vibranium or something.
May be where he is. I know he's in Age of Ultron because Ultron's the one that cuts his arm off. So I think that's actually the one I was thinking about. He may be in Black Panther 2.
Oh, he
Black
is.
Panther as well. Okay.
I think he's also in the second Black Panther. I
haven't seen that one yet.
I think I saw a clip. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% because I haven't seen the second one either. But I think he's in the second. But yeah, he's there. Which makes sense because he is Shuri, Black Panther's nemesis minion.
Right, yeah. And that, I think that's fun. I like playing Klaw with Shuri because Klaw is also her nemesis. So he could basically come up. The minion doesn't do anything, but then Klaw gets to attack you right away. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's either that or he surges. No, that's what it is. With Shadow of the Past, if your nemesis minion can't come into play, it surges. So you get Shadow of the Past, and then you get some bad stuff, and it's going to surge because that Klaw minion can't enter play.
Yeah, it's cool that he does have like the MCU representation. I think he's different, but at least he's there.
Yeah, I do like Klaw quite a bit.
What do you think about, so He has that recommended mod set, which is, I think it's a little infamous, which is the Masters of Evil, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Masters of Evil, which has a lot of big beefy minions in there.
The card I hate most in that set, though, is the Masters of Evil side scheme, because when you reveal it, you discard until you get a minion. And that is what Klaw does, so it makes sense that this mod set is doing the same thing. But when you're already overrun with minions and you see this side scheme, it makes me want to rage quit. But yeah, those minions are beefy. 5, 6, 6, and 7 hit points. They all have a boost effect on them. So whether you reveal them or they come out as a boost card, they do something. So I like that. It's not, they don't increase Klaw's attack, which is actually kind of nice because he is getting 2 boost cards. But if you, like Whirlwind, for example, deal 1 damage to each hero, that's not terrible, but I know I've lost at least one game to that because I was sitting at 1. Give the villain a tough on Tiger Shark. Melter, exhaust each ally you control. That can be devastating in a leadership build where you're expecting to do a lot of stuff with your minions. And then I've already talked about Radioactive Man. Discard a card at random from your hand is his boost effect. So the minions are big, they're difficult to get rid of, and they have other effects on the game as well. And you said it's an infamous set. I love and hate this set. I love the set for what it does, but I hate seeing any of the cards when I'm playing Klaw. What about you? What are your general thoughts about this mod set?
Basically the same. It is fun sometimes, like, to beat up a tough minion. I've said this several times before in a ton of videos, but the minions or whatever, that's my favorite card type in the whole game. I love minions because it's like a mini villain. Yeah. So I don't mind seeing a minion, but there are some where I'm like, okay, I'm trying to play a game here. This sucks. I don't like Radioactive Man because I hate discarding cards. Yep. He's also the beefiest as well with 7 HP. That's quite a bit, but I don't know, like, it's very iconic, I think, but they're tough. Like, these are, like, when they come down, it's like, again, it's like a soft taunt where you're like, I need to deal with this. Or like Tiger Shark. If I don't deal with Tiger Shark, he's going to hit me for like 3 damage and then get a tough status. Yep. That's tough.
And no pun intended. 2 things about Radioactive Man that I'm just kind of noticing. He is elite, but the other 3 are not. And that matters for, like, Hercules, because if you're playing Hercules and one of your labors is defeat the Hydra, you can go find Whirlwind or Tiger Shark because they're non-elite, but you could not find Radioactive Man. So that can be a fun way to not have to get that Lernian Hydra from his Nemesis set, because these guys are way easier to deal with. So if you're playing Hercules and you're playing Klaw, just remember you can find any non-elite minion with 6 or more hit points. Whirlwind and Tiger Shark will fit that bill, so you don't have to go get that Lernian Hydra. And then the other thing about Radioactive Man, we don't like discarding cards, but he does an even worse thing. It's discard a card at random. I would much rather choose a card to discard than have to do it at random. I hate discard a card at random, and I think the villain we're going to talk about next week does some of that too, and that really gets under my skin.
Yeah, I hate discarding cards. Yeah, same thing. It's just like, oh, I need these. And it's like, oh, hope you don't need the one you're going to randomly discard because it's going to be randomly discarded. But you do kind of have a turn to take care of it. If you could deal 7 hit points, right? Otherwise, you're kind of out of luck.
Early game, yeah, it's a little tough to do 7 hit points right away. But, I mean, some builds can obviously do that. I just hate when he comes out as a boost, when you're like, he's not even out there, and he still makes you discard a card at random.
Yeah, Klaw is actually, he's pretty brutal. Like, if you put an encounter set in here where there's a ton of, like, boost effects, because he's always getting 2 cards for his attack. So anything that has, like, a really nasty boost effect, probably going to get revealed.
Yep. And, I both love and hate this mod set. Have you ever played Klaw without this mod set? Have you switched this mod set out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I don't want to beat up the or fight against the Masters of Evil. So one of the ones I add in here is like the Hydra Patrol or something. Is it in here? I don't think it's, or Legions. It might be a Legions of Hydra. Yeah, it's a Legions of Hydra. Like when I was first playing, I would take out the Masters of Evil and put this one in instead because it's also in the core set. Because they're just smaller minions, and I just wanted to have like a slightly, I guess, easier time instead of these big beefy guys. So I've done that a lot. But yeah, I switch. So while I do switch them out a lot, I do, like, if I want to go find my Masters of Evil mod set, it's with Klaw. Because I just keep it with Klaw because it's just so iconic, you know, like that's like his thing.
Yeah, I have only occasionally done that. I usually play it with Masters of Evil because those big beefy minions is one of the reasons I like to test against Klaw. But I played a game online with Jeff from Facing the Encounter. We replaced Masters of Evil with the Atlas Thunderbolt set. And that's crazy if he comes out because he has 1.5 million hit points and his hit points increase every turn. So that was a fun game, beating Klaw while also having this humongous minion out there. That was a neat game.
Oh, I actually really like the idea of Klaw with one of the Thunderbolt like mod sets. That seems actually really cool and thematic. Like Ultron hired them or something, or it's like, yeah, you have to fight Klaw, but now you have this big Thunderbolt minion that you also have to deal with, plus all their cards and their little side scheme. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, I think I've been kind of on and off playing around with building a campaign out of the core villains, and I think, I mean, that kind of writes itself, right? It should be pretty easy. But I don't want to use the mod sets that come with any of these villains, so I've been trying to find some really fun thematic mod sets to swap in for these recommended sets in the core villains. And I do like the idea of a Thunderbolt because, like you said, Ultron has hired Klaw and this other Thunderbolt to, you know, get what he needs. And it's been fun to think about. The only problem with that is not everybody has everything. So I'm kind of, when I'm thinking about this, trying to do, you know, core stuff only. There aren't a whole lot of mod sets to choose in the core, but then the most recent mod sets from other products.
Well, I think Fear No Evil's going to have a bunch of neat stuff that may or may not be useful. So, maybe. You know, who knows? Everyone's going to be getting Daredevil and stuff. I
think, because I was talking to Jeff about this the other day, I think the Fear No Evil stuff is going to go really well in the hood because it's more kind of street level than anything else, except for, you know, Fear No Evil. So I think that'll be interesting. And I don't play a whole lot of the hood, but I'm really going to be looking at basically anytime new mod sets come out, I'm looking at them to see if I can fit them into this campaign that I'm doing. Little, you know, just a little 3 villain mini campaign. But I don't want to be able to, or I should say, I don't want to force people to need to use mod sets that maybe they don't have. So I'm just trying to pull from the newest last, you know, 2 or 3 expansions for those mod sets. Civil War had a lot of good mod sets. Although I don't think I'm going to use many of them because they are, you know, heroes that are on one side or the other. I don't think those fit so much into the core villains, but it has been fun to think about what mod sets I could use with these villains to make it a cohesive narrative.
If it helps, one of my favorite mod sets from Civil War actually has, it's like Bullseye and Venom are like the 2 minions. I forget what it's called. I love it. It's really cool. And I had the same idea. Like I forget who I played. I think it might have been Ultron actually. And I said Ultron hired Bullseye and Venom or whatever. And it's really good. I think it only has like 4 cards in it, 4 or 5.
Dangerous Recruits.
That's it. I thought it was like Recruits or something like that. Yep.
It's got Venom. It's got Bullseye. It's got Justice Like Lightning is a treachery. Excessive Force is a treachery. And Dangerous Recruits is a side scheme. That looks interesting.
So It could be something there. It definitely gives a sort of like villain type feel. I just really liked it because I was like, oh, these are typically villains. Like, this is perfect.
I like that a lot because yeah, it's recruits. It's right in the title.
Mm-hmm.
They've been recruited by Klaw or Ultron or whoever. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, and they're tough, but like I think I used Tigra, so I just kind of pulled them out with Hunted. So I didn't get their like when revealed. I just kept beating them up, but yeah, still, still some villains. I don't know if that helps at all, and it's from a recent, more recent expansion.
Recent release.
Yeah,
yeah, that's good. I might look at that set because I was just kind of thumbing through Civil War, thinking some of these might be good, and I didn't get very far, but I think that would be great. That particular mod set. So yeah, that might help me a lot. Thanks.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, most of the other stuff though. Well, there's like Shield now. Now there's like, I don't know, like hero hunters and stuff, but you can like reflavor them. But I don't know. I don't know.
I like to not have to do much reflavoring. I want the cards to speak for themselves.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to have to say, oh, these are Shield guys, but they're doing this because blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, I love the idea of dangerous recruits. Either Klaw or Ultron has recruited them to help. And I think that's brilliant. I think that's great.
Yeah. Actually, big shout out to him, but Bardic Monk has this really cool series that's like almost like a game. And one of his battles, because he's using Venom. He's using Flash Thompson Venom, like that's his hero. But he's like in the sewers, and he has to fight against Crossbones. And Crossbones is actually working with Taskmaster. Yep. And he uses the Taskmaster mod set. So, that could be something too. So he has the Taskmaster like minion, and then the couple other mod sets and stuff there. So I was like, that's like thematic. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, that's really cool. And yeah, we'll Steggy will link that down below because that was a really cool video. I've only seen like the last one in the series, but he's got that whole series up. So maybe he has that in a playlist if you can look for that and see if you can link that, because that was a lot of fun to watch. He's got voiceover, he's got screen text, and then he calls it arcade mode. And he's got visual animation that makes it look like you're playing an old school arcade game. So I thought that was really cool. You guys should definitely check out that series. Before we move on from this, I'm looking at the Dangerous Recruits side scheme, which comes in that mod set. Forced interrupt. When a minion is defeated, give it to the enemy leader as a face down boost card. Well, in this case, leader is going to equal villain. So you would give that to Klaw as a face down boost card. So now you've got to be looking at, okay, now he's getting 3 boost cards. Mm-hmm. And one of these boost cards, I've just defeated Radioactive Man. Well, now I know I'm going to be discarding a card at random because that's going to be one of his boost effects. I think this fits in here really, really well.
Aw.
And I've gotta ask, because I'm not entirely sure, because this does say the enemy leader. Is there some type of ruling or something in the rules document that says if it says leader and you're not playing a leader, it's just going to be the villain? I would hate to have to not be able to use that effect because that says, no, if it says leader, it's only the leader. You know what I mean?
I'm almost positive that there is something like that where you just give it to the villain if you're playing more like solo, or if you're playing like
non-leader villain.
Yeah, like what they call it, competitive, not competitive, like just cooperative. I think.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? I think you're right. I think it's in the book for Civil War.
Yeah, I think it's like if it references the leader, the enemy leader. I mean, it's just. Technically, you'd be fighting like Captain America, right? So you would just give it to Captain America because he is your quote unquote, enemy leader, type of thing. And I think that's what it's weird because technically, I think that it was PvP focused first, but it's like, okay, if you just treat it like enemy leader is just the villain, then it makes sense.
Yeah, just replace the words enemy leader with villain. And even if that is not the rule in a custom campaign where I use this, I would spell that out in the rules for that campaign. So I don't think it's going to be a problem, or at least not the problem I thought it was going to be. So this set, I'm glad you brought that up. I think this set does a lot for me.
Yeah, Yeah, and thanks to Bardic Monk, I just thought of it. If it works as well, the Taskmaster set is from Synthozoid SmackDown. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if there's anything else in there. It might just be him.
I'll look for that too. And if you don't have that, you can get a Taskmaster minion from the Black Widow hero pack, which is going to be way more harder to find.
Oh yeah,
because that is her nemesis.
That's true. Yeah, I think I could probably count on one hand how many times I've used a nemesis minion set as like an encounter set, but you can 100% do that. Like that is a super fun thing you can totally do.
Yep. And I've done that before as well. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there too. There are a few different ways, or at least a couple different ways to get Taskmaster in the game as a minion if you want to.
Man, look at us here. We're just talking about Klaw and all the like the awesome things that you can bring to a table. You know what I mean?
Spitting out some lore and spitting out some rules here.
Pretty cool. Now there are a couple things I do want to talk about Klaw. Some of the stuff I'm gonna say drives me crazy, but in all like the villains, and maybe people out there too, maybe you feel the same way, but it's I lost it. The card Sonic Boom.
Yeah, Sonic Boom sucks.
Sonic Boom is like, I hate seeing this card maybe above like everything else, because it's like spend these resources, like basically get rid of some cards or exhaust everything you control, all your characters. Well, actually that Magneto card, which exhausts all your like supports and upgrades, that one sucks.
That's bad too, but yeah, Sonic Boom is especially bad. And I remember reading / hearing about it, and maybe it has changed in some kind of new rules reference. But when revealed, either spend, energy, mental, physical resources, or exhaust each character you control. If you have even one character already exhausted, you can't do exhaust each character you control, so you have to spend the resources. And then if you don't have all the resources to spend, you have to spend as many of them as you can. So this is one I think is just a problem with early design. Yeah. I think it could have been spelled out better. It could have maybe been a different effect, which wasn't so confusing. But because it says exhaust each character, and maybe if we did a search on each, we would get some better clarification. But if you can't exhaust every character you control because some of them are already exhausted, you cannot choose that option. That's unfortunate because, if you are playing a defensive build, you're going to basic defend, and now when this card comes up, you can't exhaust each character you control, so you have to spend the resources. Now, I've definitely had games, especially with like Spider-Ham, where it was really fun because I've got all these wild resources available. I'm like, okay, I'll just spend 3 counters off of Spider-Ham and not have to exhaust anybody. But that doesn't happen with everybody. So this card can be especially bad when you have even a single character already exhausted. It can be a pain.
Yep. And yeah, this one, it's worded weird. And I remember having troubles with this, and I had to look it up. And basically, this is one of those, you can't, so if it's revealed and say all your characters are exhausted, you can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to pick that option. You can't do that because you have to fulfill one of these. One of these options has to be fulfilled. If you can't fulfill, either one, you have to fulfill one to the best of your ability. So if you don't have 3 resources, but maybe you have 2, that's the one you're doing type of thing.
And because the other one says each character, that has to be every character you control. Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's this one's rough, like, because now you can't like defend. Well, you're probably done by this point, but you can't attack, you can't thwart. Like with basic activations, it's just shuts you down for the turn. It's
totally
it's brutal.
Shut you down.
And then of course, when it's revealed as a boost card, because Klaw loves boosts, because you're like a lot of times you're like, I'm just gonna take it. You're like, oh, he has 0 attack, it's fine. But then like the first card's like a 1 boost. And then the second one says, if this deals damage, you're exhausted. You're like, are you kidding me? Like, I took 1 damage and now basically, like, I'm stunned or whatever.
My whole next turn is screwed.
Yeah, it just sucks. Like, I get it. They have to have, it has to be some challenge and stuff. It's just frustrating. This one's
It
just
is
frustrating.
frustrating. Sound manipulation, the one right past it, it can be frustrating as well. And I've lost games to this card too.
I have.
When revealed hero, take 2 damage, Klaw heals 2. Don't be at 2 hit points when you're playing Klaw, right? If you can end a turn with low health, make sure you're ending that turn with 3 hit points or more, because this one has defeated me before.
Yep, and it's not like an attack. It's not indirect. You are just taking 2 damage.
Just take damage.
And he's healing. Yep, you'll just lose. It's just one of those ones like, you'll just lose type of thing. Luke Cage actually, I think it's his obligation. It just does like 3 damage or something. Like it's 3 undefendable damage. You'll just lose.
Yeah,
like,
unpreventable,
yeah. Yeah, unpreventable. Yeah, you're just done. Like, and it's just, I kind of like that in a way. Like, if you want to be that, like, dangerous, I know, like, Deadpool, that's kind of his thing. He's always, like, 1 hit point or whatever. But it's like, if you want to be that low, but you could lose.
Now, this one against Luke Cage wouldn't be too bad, because this is preventable, right? You can take this on a tough and only take 1 damage. But also with Luke Cage, don't ever be down at only 1 hit point, because anytime you lose a tough, you're also taking a damage. So
that's true.
Yeah, don't be down to 1 point with Luke Cage either.
Yeah, Klaw can, we mentioned this at the beginning, but he can come out swinging. Like, just because he's an early villain doesn't mean he doesn't pack a punch. He's got some good upgrades with hefty boosts on him. One gives him, Sonic Converter, can give him +1 attack. So already, like that boosts him. You're gonna take at least 1 damage now.
Yep.
And when he attacks and damages a character, you have to stun them, which is,
and that's actually
rough.
my least favorite. That's my least favorite card in Klaw. I know I complain about Sonic Boom a lot, but that one is the one that as soon as I see it, I'm like, man, I've got to start chump blocking. I need to get these resources to get rid of this. I don't want to be stunned. Stunned is just such a slowdown, especially if you also get that boost card which says exhaust you if you've taken damage, because now you're exhausted and you can't basic attack to get rid of that stun. So yeah, that's a terrible card. It's a terrible good card. I love the card.
Yeah.
I hate seeing it. I do say that a lot, right? I do complain about certain cards. For the most part, I love the card. I just hate seeing it when it comes out. The one that gives them Retaliate, Solid Sound Body. I've come around about Retaliate. I used to absolutely hate Retaliate, but Retaliate 1 really isn't that big a deal if you're attacking with your hero. Yeah, it's worse if you're attacking with allies, but Solid Sound Body isn't terrible, but I hated it when I first started playing. I just hated Retaliate damage. So this one I'll let sit, because number 1, yeah, the Retaliate isn't too bad. Number 2, I don't want this getting shuffled back into the deck when the deck cycles, and Klaw will cycle his deck most of the time and coming out as a 3 boost later.
I am the same way. Solid, like, if this is revealed, I'm like, this is fine. I'm like, it's whatever.
Just leave it there.
It's like, yeah, it's fine. Like, there are some some villains with printed Retaliate, and you just kind of deal with it. So it's like, okay, it's like almost like a free encounter card that doesn't do anything right away. Like, it's fine. And then Jessica Jones isn't gonna care. He's like, I'm just gonna defeat you with blackmail. So
yeah. But yeah, that of the 2, Sonic Converter and Solid Sound Body, I'm fine letting Solid Sound Body just stay on the table, but get rid of Sonic Converter as quickly as you can, because not only is it the +1, but getting stunned is not good.
It could be similar to like that Vibranium armor, I think it is, from the Under Attack like mod set. Like, if that comes out, you want to get rid of that.
Same, yeah, that's one you have to get rid of. I actually had a video that posted yesterday as this is being recorded. July 23rd is when it posted, and I was playing 2 different games against Klaw. The first game was Ultron. The first game was Silk against Ultron, and one of the first encounter cards he got was that Vibranium armor. So that really slowed the game down, because you want to get rid of that as quick as possible, and I wasn't able to get rid of it as quickly as I wanted to. So that's a huge slowdown if he gets a tough every time he takes damage. So that's one you want to get rid of. This Sonic Converter is one you want to get rid of. I think every villain or most villains probably have one attachment that you're like, ugh, I got to get rid of this, or the game is just going to be a slog. That is Sonic Converter for Klaw for sure.
Oh yeah, this one's like, you don't get stunned, you know? Now, of course, if you're just defending with your allies, which you 100% can do, there's no, downside for that, especially in this scenario.
Right.
That's fine. You just go ahead and do your thing. But if you want to defend with your hero, you can, but you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, getting that stun, and that's one thing I do. If this card hits the table, I'm like, all right, I'm chump blocking until I can get rid of this. Or sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm going to lose the main, but I'm going to flip down so he doesn't attack me. And hopefully when I come back up, I have the resources to get rid of this.
Mm-hmm. And also,
one thing is really good. You don't have to exhaust to do that. It's just spending the resources. So that is better than Vibranium Armor. You have to exhaust and spend resources to get rid of it. But this, you just have to spend the resources.
Yeah, I like that. It's like, hey, just get rid of some cards and you're good to go. But the ones where they're like, hey, spend the cards and exhaust your hero, you're like, ugh, fine. That's rough. But, and both his attachments also have 3 boost, which is just it hurts if it hits the table.
Insult to injury.
Yeah, it's gonna if it's a boost card, 3 damage. It hits the table, you can get stunned or more attack or retaliate. Yeah, it's just they're good, just frustrating.
Yep. And we've talked about the big minions that come in Masters of Evil. He's got 5 minions in his own set, which aren't huge, but they get in your way.
Yep.
Armored Guard, 0 Scheme, which is nice. You can flip down and not worry about him. 1 attack, 3 hit points, but he has a guard and a tough. So you have to hit this guy twice or have some piercing to get rid of him. That one is another one I both love and hate. Love the design, hate to see it hit the table. And the other one is Weapons Runner. So when you are beginning the game, setup tells you to discard until you get a minion and put it into play. This is the one I want to see, Weapons Runner. 1 scheme, 1 attack, 2 hit points, Surge, which doesn't matter because this card isn't revealed. But he has a boost effect. Put him into play, engage with you. So sometimes he's going to show up anyway when you're getting attacked or schemed on by Klaw. So this is the one I like to see. He's easy to get rid of. But later in the game, when he comes out and surges into something awful, it sucks.
Yes, I agree. 100% agree with both. I like Armored Guard in the sense that if you do get him, you can just flip the Alter Ego, and he just doesn't scheme. Like, he has a thwart of 0, which is nice. Like, that you don't see that a ton. So it's like, okay, you can, if you can't defeat him, let's say you have to attack and knock the tough off, but you don't have the damage to deal 3 hit points, you can always just flip down, and he's not gonna do anything. So then get some more cards, and you can always flip back up. But Weapons Runner is one of my favorite minions in the whole game. He's just basically a pushover, but he's pretty fun. If he comes, obviously I prefer him as a boost. So okay, I'll take 1 damage or 1 more thwart, it's fine. But yeah, surging, it sucks. But he's only 2 hit points. Like, just run him over.
Easy, super easy to get rid of. It will always surge into the worst possible thing. I've had it surge into Masters of Evil. So now you've got a side scheme and you're getting another minion. I've had it just surge into one of those Masters of Evil minions. But yeah, he's easy and definitely the one I want to see at the beginning of the game. Now, Abby's Maul, who runs MC Deck Discussions, when he's playing Klaw, when he discards at the beginning of the setup or during setup, if he doesn't get a Masters of Evil, he just goes and finds the first Masters of Evil in the deck and replaces the one he got with that. So if he gets Armored Guard or Weapons Runner, he says, nope, I want a Masters of Evil because it's more of a challenge. So if one of these comes out, he replaces it with the first Masters of Evil in the deck. And that does make it more challenging. I like that idea. I don't do it myself, but I like the idea.
That is a challenge for sure.
But yeah, I would much rather see the Weapons Runner, especially if I have something in my deck with Overkill, or I have a hero who can attack for 2. Just get rid of him and not have to worry about that, especially if you're playing on Expert, because on Expert you also have two different side schemes. Setup starts with Defense Network in play, 2 cost, but it has 1 per player hinder, basically. This is before they were calling it hinder, and a crisis icon. And when Klaw 2 is revealed, you put out the Immortal Klaw, which has 3 per player threat. He gets plus 10 hit points, and this has an acceleration. This is pretty bad late game if it comes out as an encounter card, because most of the time late game you're already going to have an acceleration token on the site or on the main scheme. So now you've got 2 acceleration. That can suck.
Oh yeah.
The great thing about this is there are no boost cards on it. So I love seeing this as a boost because it's just a 0 boost.
Yeah, just nothing. Yeah.
I really, really like Klaw. Have you had any games with Klaw that have just really stood out? You're like, man, that was such a great game.
I have played so many games against Klaw that I don't know if I could like pick one that's like, this is the game, you know. They're just kind of like you know, whatever. I can't imagine games where I've gotten like too many minions and I'm like, it's too much. I can't deal with this. Like, I'm not prepared for all these minions, you know. Like, my encounter card is a weapons runner and then it surges into like Tiger Shark and I'm like, okay, right? And then and then I'll get like a armored guard, so I can't even attack Klaw, you know. So
armored guard comes out a lot when I'm trying to do my final push. It's like, okay, I only need 6 more damage on the villain, let's go, and then I get an armored guard. It's like, come on.
Yeah, is there any games that really stand out for you for Klaw?
I feel like I'm the same though. I've played Klaw so many times that I can't pick one out of the bunch. But I do have a playlist for Klaw, so maybe we can link that playlist down below, and you can just watch all of my Klaw games.
Yeah.
I think I've got about 1 billion Klaw games. Let me look real quick.
I have a few myself. I noticed it the other day. I was making like a thumbnail, and I was like, wow, I was like, Klaw's on here. And I was like, oh, I somehow uploaded lots of Klaw pictures, and I was checking. I was like, wow, I've also played a few games against Klaw. And I think it just makes for nice standard game, you know. And
it's
people,
a nice
you
game.
Know, people play
I've got
Klaw.
17 Klaw games in my Klaw.
Holy moly! I think I only have like 4 or 5 or so. I think, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it's Maria Hill.
That's only the ones that I've recorded, right? I've played him 1 billion times, and I've got 17 on the channel.
Dang. I mean, it just shows like he's fine, you know, but he's good to just play a game against. Like he offers, I think, a nice, well-balanced challenge for what you're looking for in Marvel Champions.
Yep, I agree with that. I think he's just, like you said, he's so well-rounded. And he is pretty straightforward. You know, we talked about Rhino being pretty straightforward. Klaw is pretty straightforward. His gimmick is just he gets 2 boost cards instead of 1. And that's not it, or that's it. That's not a whole lot of stuff you have to remember and keep track of. So that's another reason I think I like him so much, is that he is so straightforward. We've talked in the past, some of these villains that we're getting now, you've got 3 interrupts, 4 responses. The main is doing so many different things, and you really have to pay attention to make sure you're catching everything in a game. You don't have to do that with Klaw. He is so straightforward. You just play him and have a good time, or a bad time.
Or a bad, yeah.
But he is easy to run.
Yeah, he's easy to run, which is, it's still, you know, he still presents a nice challenge, but he's easy to run, which, I like. That's a good way. That is a good way to describe Klaw. I like that.
And I've just thought about that term, easy to run, or that statement. That might be something we can use going forward in other villains, because some of them are easy to run, and maybe we have a scale, right? How easy is this villain to run? Klaw is a 10 out of 10 for easy to run. Or maybe we do it the other way. He's a 1 out of 10 for ease of play. No, I guess you would do it the other way. He's 10 out of 10 for ease of play.
Yeah.
And some of them, they are so difficult to run because you almost always forget something. And those are a bear to edit. You get to editing, you're like, well, I missed that response. I missed that interrupt. I didn't do that card right. I missed the surge there. But yeah, Klaw is pretty easy to run.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's no, yeah, nothing wrong with that. With the ease, if we talk about rating him from ease to run, what would you rate Klaue? Scale from 1 to 10 as far as like, I guess favor wise, like 10 being like, I love this villain, I'm gonna play him frequently, and 1 being like, I played him once, I don't think I'm gonna play him again.
So if you had asked that question when I first started playing the game, I would have given him a really low rating, probably 2, because I just dreaded playing him. He was just such a slog. All these minions coming out, all this bad stuff always happening. But now I do play him frequently, but I'm not going to give him a 10. I still reserve my 10 for Ultron. I would probably give Klaw, though, maybe 8 or 9, because I do like playing him a lot for the reasons we've already discussed. Ease of play, good challenge. So yeah, I say probably 8. What about you?
So I'm basically the same in the sense that like, is Klaw one of my favorites? No. But am I always happy to play against Klaw? Yes, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
It's one of those like, okay, I'm going to play Daredevil, right? Say I got a brand new hero. I'm going to play Klaw, because it's like, okay, I can do all the stuff I need to do. Klaw, gives me enough of a challenge. I could do side schemes and minions. It's perfect, right? It's like, there's not a lot going on. Like Sabretooth, I love Sabretooth because you get to rescue the senator and stuff. It's like a little sides thing. Klaw doesn't have much going on, but it's just nothing wrong. Like, nothing wrong with nice, simple villain. Yeah, I would also give him like 8.5 or so, but it's mostly because just I enjoy the nice simplicity and well-roundedness of Klaw.
Yep, agreed, totally.
Well, neat. Do you have any final thoughts about Klaw? Anything else you wanted to add or talk about?
I think we've pretty much covered it. Very well rounded, easy to run, great challenge. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything else to add. What about you? Any last minute thoughts?
Nah, he's cool. Very solid, well designed, held up really well. 7 years later, still a pretty solid villain.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, since this episode was actually on my channel, I think that means, if my math is correct, that the next video is going to be on your channel. And again, I'm so bad at this, but I haven't checked the document. Could you maybe give me a hint so I can prepare as to who we might be talking about next time?
Yeah, absolutely. If you've watched my channel a lot and are very familiar with my channel, you'll probably pick up this hint. Villain next week is going to be a mystic who I like to keep stun locked. That's all I'm going to say.
We talking about Venom again?
No.
Oh.
Definitely not a mystic.
Could be. Could be a surprise episode. Talk about Venom again.
Yep. I've made a custom card to make Venom a mystic so he can cast spells.
Venom just like transforms into like all the villains. It's like a Venomized. Actually, shoot, as a quick side note, isn't there someone who, or somewhere at a convention or something where they had like Venomized villains or whatever?
Yes, I don't remember if it was Con of Heroes last year or one of these that the brand runs up in Connecticut, but I think it was Con of Heroes. They had a mod set to Venomize the villains. I thought that was a lot of fun. I didn't go to that. I didn't get to play it, but I saw some gameplay and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I do have something to say about Venom right now, if you will allow it in the episode. I just recorded my cards for Jessica Jones. My Jessica Jones Hero Pack video will come out on like August 6th. And this should come out after that, right? I don't want to do this before that. Yeah, this should come out like August 8th. So that should be perfect.
Perfect.
There is a protection card in Jessica Jones that is called Mitigate Threat. It's a 0-cost upgrade. You put it on a card, and that card loses all instances of all the icons. And then at the end of the round, every player must spend 1 resource or you discard that. So in that video, it actually got me really excited. I said, I'm unsure about this. This might be tech for certain scenarios. But then I said, I'm going to put that on Symbiote Suit. Symbiote suit costs 4. It gives you +1 to all of your stats, +1 hand size, and 10 hit points, but it has a hazard icon. Well, I can put mitigate threat on that. It loses the hazard icon, and because I have +1 hand size, I'm always going to have that extra resource to spend to keep that card on Symbiote Suit. So that is really exciting to me. I might play Symbiote Suit a lot more than I have in the past because I didn't like intentionally adding a hazard icon to the table.
Right.
So that card in Jessica Jones looks like a lot of fun. And I say Jessica, it might be Luke Cage. I can't remember at this point because I've just recorded both of them. But they come out the same day. So on that day when those packs release, I'm going to use that protection card in some build. Maybe even Spider-Man, which is awesome because Spider-Man does get a Venom suit. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And Peter Parker is fine with resources anyway. He can get Ingenuity. He can have his web shooters. So having resources to spend at the end of the round shouldn't be a problem for him. And I definitely want to attach that card to Symbiote Suit to mitigate the threat of that hazard icon.
Yeah, that's a super good idea. Yeah, especially with like Spider-Man, you could just put Ingenuity on the table and just feed it to that every turn.
Just feed it to that card every turn. It's just spend a resource. So yeah. Looking forward to that. I can't wait. There's a number of reasons I can't wait for those 2 hero packs to come out, but that's one of them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
I'll probably end up proxying that card at some point to just try it out.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, nothing. The FFG police aren't gonna come break down your door and tell you can't do that.
Yep. And I don't ever do any play videos with proxied cards, but I certainly don't mind proxying a card and using it before it comes out.
Oh yeah, I used to do that for competitive trading card games all the time, because I'm like, I'm not gonna spend money on this card or try to get it if I don't need it for my deck. You know what I mean?
And then it ends up not being what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I've spent $30 on a card that now I'm not going to use. Yeah, proxies. I never have a problem with proxies, but I don't want to do videos with proxy cards. So I'm super hoping that Fear No Evil is at my store when I get there today.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Hopefully.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. Well. That's a good episode.
I thought this was a really fun video. I just want to say thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate you watching the series. I know we get a lot of comments on our videos, and we certainly appreciate that. Thank you, and I hope you have a marvelous day.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm sure I'll convince Solo to talk about Venom at some point. We appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Make good decisions. And fear no evil. Because that comes out today. But thanks for watching. Okay, I'm just going to end this. Okay, bye.
I'm not going to do my thing.
Oh, well, don't worry. I hit the button. Don't worry.
You're lying.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I... All right, I'm going to stop now.